Happy Vlogmas Day 6, everyone. Gosh, to get to day 6, video 6 for me is a big accomplishment. I did not think I would make more than 3 videos this month. So to celebrate that, let's not delay and get into whatever tea we're getting into today. I think I need to open T14. Okay. Oh, it's a good one. Orange spice. It has black tea, orange, cinnamon, natural spice flavor, ginger, cardamom, cloves, natural orange flavor, high caffeine. That sounds good to me. So the spice part of the tea is very appropriately named. That's mostly what I'm getting is spice, but when I think about it, I can find the orange in the flavor. Spice is not usually my favorite kind of tea, but it is a black tea, so it is okay in my book. Even though it's not trying to be a calming tea, I hope it is calming me down a little bit because I am actually pretty nervous about the activity I want to do today. Today I am going to try my hand at homemade candles. Anytime I have just tried to melt some wax and mix it all together in an old candle jar, put a new wick in it and try to burn it, it's always been a disaster somehow. In fact, I will show you what I usually end up with. Sage. Okay, so I ordered a bunch of stuff. I'll talk about it in a minute, but this was my just play around attempt at melting some wax from an old pillar candle as well as whatever was remaining in the bottom of this candle that couldn't burn anymore. And so this very odd lumpy thing is my result. This doesn't really surprise me though. I'm sure pillar wax is not meant for a jar, but this is usually the result I get. I may melt one of the little spare wax cups that I made with the leftover wax in the melter. They've done the same thing, of course. So if I want to fill in this crater, I might use this. But this was just for fun. Mostly I just wanted to try out the wax melter I got and make sure that it works. Doing the occasional fun candle project has always been like this little spot in my mind for the past 20 years or so, but it always seemed like I couldn't find any good information on it, and even though researching it just now, it was still a little bit confusing. But I think it is finally starting to make sense. This was also inspired by a little candle making venture that I took myself on during the early autumn. There is a local candle making boutique, so it's sort of like a candle making party where you just go and take a bunch of friends and you make candles together. The people who own it, operate it, do all the pre-measuring and have all the supplies there for you. You just show up. What is funny is the store also has a liquor license and a bar, so they probably need to do a lot for you because you can just sit there and drink and make your candle. I'm not interested in the alcohol part, but I did enjoy the candle making experience. I didn't visit the shop though. When I went to do the candle making, they were hosting it at Lane's Inn Farm, which is a farm nearby where the Queen would like to visit when she came here. Given how much it cost to attend, I was thinking it was going to be more like a class instead of just a sit and pour some wax into a jar and let that be it. Maybe it just cost more because it was at the farm. But anyway, it was a fun experience. It was a nice little stepping stone to think, yeah, maybe I'd like to do this for myself every now and then, just as yet another hobby. Like I need more of those. Anyway, this was what I made. I have already been burning it quite a bit. They used coconut wax and they brought out a bunch of little decorations we could use. I put sprinkles in mine, but what surprised me the most was that they gave us wood wicks to use instead of the cotton wicks. And while it has to be pretty quiet in the room, the wood wick does make a constant sound that I think is very pleasant to hear. So I have gone the route of wooden wicks for my candles. I was ordering things in kind of a frenzy because in my head I was thinking, oh, these might, if they're successful, make nice Christmas gifts. So I think the one thing where I messed up on was I didn't realize how small the fragrances I got were. So they're pretty little. I was thinking, when I was looking at them on the website, for some reason I was thinking they might be at least twice this big. So doing the calculations, I think I can make one candle with one of these. So instead of like mixing and matching and doing some scent crafting, which I was looking forward to, I'll just make a candle for each scent. And of course I got the woodland scents because that is my favorite. I have been researching and watching videos for hours, probably just confusing myself further. But like I said, they're just, if they work, they're just gonna be gifts. If not, I'm just gonna burn them myself. But we can start with at least one. And it is not gonna turn out like this. I don't think I have a sage scent. I will have to do that next time. Well, let us begin. You go make yourself a nice cup of tea and I will see you back here for our crafty projects of the day. I suppose the upside of wanting to start a new hobby is the cats have a lot of boxes to play in. Sagey, Sagey. Good girl. Now I think the jars I got will be good for a 5-ounce candle, and I'm starting with a 6% fragrance, which is what most people recommend. And that happens to work out to 4.7 ounces by weight of wax and 0.3 ounces of fragrance, which is exactly the amount of those little jars. Here's the soy wax, they're little beads. All right, 4.7 ounces. I think I'll just use the candle jar to scoop them out. I'm going to turn this on low since these only need to go to 160 degrees. Well, almost 3 ounces. Well, you can't see it, but I was gonna say this is moss and it smells very similar to the candle that I made at the candle gathering. The wax is pretty much melted now. There's just a small bit near the edge. It's not quite there. Okay, I think it is ready to pour. I'm gonna add my scent first. Every last little drop is important. A good stir. At the candle making party, they told us to stir it 6 times in one direction and then a 7th time in the other direction for luck. I'm sure I have stirred way more than 6 times in one direction. And into the candle. While this one cools down, I'm going to get started on the next one, which will be Redwood Forest. So 4.7 ounces again of the wax. I'm just going to use my hands this time. Straight into the melter. Okay, I'm going to get my fragrance ready. That That smells so good. That is exactly the kind of fragrance I like. Wax has come to temperature again, so here's the fragrance. Give a stir and make our candle. That's almost too much for the wick. This room smells so nice. At least that is the one positive of the mess that candle making is. Here is the moss candle. It's cooling fine. It hasn't sunk down too much. Not looking too bad. Hopefully it won't sink much more than this. I have 4 scents left to use, but since I started so late, I'm getting kind of hungry, so I'm just gonna put a pause, make myself a salad, and then churn out those last 4 candles. And what am I thinking? We can't have a break without tea, so let's start with our next tea. Number 15. I don't care what it is, I just want tea. Citrus Mint Green. I don't think I've had this one before. Combining citrus and mint seems a little strange to me. I'm still using the lettuce I cut up in the last vlog. It's come in very handy. Just reaping the time-saving benefits now. Got some of my favorite vegan feta cheese, sunflower seeds, dried cranberries, and I've got a little dressing I mixed up with a tablespoon of olive oil, a tablespoon and a half of apple cider vinegar, about a teaspoon of mustard, and a half teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, 4 more candles. But first, the tea was very good. It mostly tasted like spearmint herbal tea. Spearmint is a very strong flavor, but it was nice. The salad also was the refresher I needed. So, got 4 more candles. I have gone ahead and set the wicks in the jars. And I'm gonna measure out my, should I go with, no, I'll go with 4.7. Because the other 2 are drying, I keep wanting to say dry, cooling very well. So it looks like 4.7 for the second one that was more successful. It looks like that's a good measurement. So I'm gonna stick with 4.7. This one's going to be Evergreen Forest. Mountain Air for the next. Cedar. And for the final candle, Warm Rustic Woods. Here they are. This is how I'm keeping track of them at the moment. I haven't labeled them yet. So hopefully the cats don't come in and knock off all those little jars. The candle jars did come with these cute little stickers. I had no idea they were going to come with these. So I will be sure to use these. But what I was excited about doing was maybe making some snowflake designs to put on the glass as well. And I do have something to show you. I couldn't resist. I had to try my little experimental candle. I topped it off with more wax to fill in the hole. Lit the wicks. They are really something. They are going strong. I was afraid they would just burn out. So I'll give this about an hour and hopefully it will make a full liquid pool in the top. Okay, I've got my snowflakes made. They are ready for cutting. I'm just going to use one of my pieces of white vinyl sticker paper. I would love to have some kind of silvery, shimmery vinyl for this, but for now, this is what I have. And the candle is still burning terrifically. It's burning better now than it was a moment ago, so we love to see that. I didn't think it would burn at all with that kind of weird wax. Okay, I'm gonna touch this to my cutting pad, and then hopefully these will turn out okay. Okay. And away we go. I had a feeling I might have put too much detail into those snowflakes, but it seems to be handling okay. It's just gonna take it an eternity to get the page done. So I think in the meantime, I'm gonna go make myself a special treat. Okay, normally I don't buy food scents, but I think the smell of this cookie is rivaling everything that I have smelled today. The Cricut finished cutting the snowflakes. While the cookie was baking, I took the time to weed out a lot of the little details, and it was, sometimes that is very therapeutic. But if I need to make another sheet of snowflakes, I am going to redesign them so that they don't have so many little open bits on the inside. So I was having a look at the candles, and I was originally thinking I would keep the moss one because it had a little bit less wax, but I think I'm going to keep the cedar one. One, because I really like the smell, and it didn't cool down very smoothly on the surface. It kind of broke. This was the one that I forgot to stir and had to stir while it was in the jar. So you can see it's got a little bit of a break in the surface there. They are definitely homemade. I wrote the labels. I'm gonna go ahead and put those on because I have a feeling that I am gonna start moving these around and forgetting to keep their original bottle with the candle. I would do something like that. And as lovely as the smells are, if you asked me which one was which, I would be like, I have no idea. They aren't that different. So I have my cookie, I am ready to start decorating, and I am also going to catch up on some Vlogmases while I do all this. Sounds like the perfect winter evening activity to me.
And pry those sensors instead of permanently on Do Not Disturb just to everything out. If companies are selling it, that means anyone can find it.
When I was a cup of tea, grab your coziest of comfy blankets, and there are gifts early. He's given me 2 gifts, I've given him 2 gifts. It's not even Christmas yet,
It
but...
doesn't stay after this one.
And there you go. And now Paddington gets his.
Oh yes, please, me please.
I put Paddington's in his cat drawer yesterday or today.
I use it all the time.
Yours sounds sudden. Actually, I meant to say something, but ours is not just cleaning and tidying, but secret. I found
Okay, well, I've got this finished. I think it looks wonderful. It actually looks better than I could have thought about it. And I love it that I designed the snowflakes with holes in them, so as this burns down, light will come through the snowflakes instead of it just being a solid shape against the glass. I'm sure I have something profound and reflective to say about this endeavor, but right now I can't think of that. All I want to do is go to bed. I am going to finish up the rest of these tomorrow. I am excited about them. I can't believe that they worked out. I thought that it was going to be a complete disaster and failure, but they have turned out better than my expectations. I can't wait to get enough fragrance oil to make a more highly scented candle than what I've got here. From what I understand, the wax I got can hold double the amount of fragrance of this in the same amount of wax. And I am so pleased with the wood wicks. I read some reviews where people have trouble keeping them burning, but not these. Well, here it is late at night and I don't have a cup of tea to cheers you with, so I will just have to say good night, my friends, and I will see you again very soon.